Hi, my name is Marqueban Bibagaso and welcome to the tutorial of recursion in C. In this video, you will learn how and when to use recursion and see simple example using recursion. And now, let's get started.
By the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand the idea of recursion, identify the base case and recursive case, apply recursion to simple problems, and avoid common mistakes when writing recursion functions. This video is divided into 3 parts. 1 is lecture, understanding the concept of recursion. 2nd, code demonstration, implementing simple recursion examples. And 3rd, closing section, summary and suggested next step. Before we proceed to the tutorial, first, what is recursion? First, recursion means a function call itself. Second, it's useful when a problem can be broken down into smaller sub-problems of the same kind. Third, two essential parts of recursions. First, base case, condition under which the recursion stops. Without it, infinite recursion crash. Second, recursive case, when the function call itself with modified arguments moving toward to the base case. And now, let's proceed to the tutorial. For our first example, we'll start with a very simple recursion program, a countdown. This example is great because it clearly shows how a function calls itself repeatedly until it reaches a stopping point. Here, I am creating a function named countdown that receives one integer parameter called n. This checks if n has reached 0. If n is 0, we print the message done. This is the base case. It stops the recursion from continuing. If n is not 0, we print the current number. This is the recursive call. The function calls itself but subtract from n. This brings the value closer to the base case. We call the countdown function starting from the number 5. Now let's run the first example. As you can see, the output prints 5, then 4, 3, 2, and 1. Each number appears because the function calls itself with n minus 1. And once n becomes 0, the base case is reached and the program prints done. Our next example uses recursion to find the sum of numbers from n down to 1. This example is helpful because it shows how recursion can build a result step by step. Instead of using a loop, the function repeatedly calls itself while adding the current number to the next one. This defines a function named sum, returns an integer, and receives one integer parameter. This checks if n has reached 0. This is the base case. When n becomes 0, the function stops calling itself and returns 0. This is the recursive step. We take the current number n and add it to the result of sum. This keeps calling itself until we hit the base case. In main, we call the sum function starting from 5 and print the answer. Now let's run the second example. This code should compute the sum of numbers from 5 down to 1. Because of recursion, it will break the problem into smaller parts and add everything together. Here we can see that the output display, the result, is 15. This is correct because 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 and plus 1 equals 15. The function keeps calling itself with n minus 1 until it reaches 0. Which is the base case. For our last example, we're going to compute the factorial of a number using recursion. Factorial is one of the most common and classical recursion problems. It perfectly demonstrates how complex mathematical operation can be broken into smaller, repeated steps. It declares a function named factorial that returns an integer. This checks if n has reached 1. This is the base case. The factorial of 1 is always 1, and it stops recursion. This is the recursive step. We multiply n with the factorial of n minus 1. In main, we call factorial of 5 and print the answer. For our last example, we're going to run the factorial program. The code should calculate 5 factorials. The recursion should continue until it reaches the base case where n equals 1. As we run the program, the output shows 120. That is correct answer for 5 factorials. The function multiplies by. Now that we are finished the examples, now let's proceed to the common pitfalls. Before we move to the summary, let's talk about common pitfalls when using recursion. First is missing base case. Many people forget to include the base case. Without the base case, the function never stops calling itself and the program will crash. To avoid this, always identify the smallest version of the problem. Second, not moving toward the base case. Sometimes the recursion call doesn't reduce the problem. For example, count down n plus 1 will go the wrong direction. To avoid this, make sure every recursive call moves closer to the base case. Third, using recursion for simple problems. Some students use recursion for tasks that are easier with loops. To avoid this, use recursion only when the problem naturally breaks into smaller subproblems. By keeping this in mind, your recursive function will be correct and efficient. To recap, we covered the key ideas of recursion in C. We learned that recursions is when a function calls itself. Every recursion function must have a base camp to stop the recursion and a recursive case that breaks the problem into smaller parts. We applied these concepts in 3 examples, which is the countdown, sum of the numbers, and factorial. We also discussed common mistakes and how to avoid them. Before we proceed to the end, I encourage you to try writing your own recursive functions. Some good practices problems are finding the greatest common divisor using recursion, printing the digits of a number using recursion, computing the power of a number with recursion, and lastly, reversing a string using recursion. Practicing this will strengthen your understanding.
Thanks for watching. If you found this video tutorial helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any suggestion or comments, please leave a comment below. And see you in the next lesson.